All right, what's up, guys? Doing well here. Today, we're going to go over how to make your alternate track edits. Now, this is usually something you're going to need to do for sync licensing, but you might need to do it for your own artist music for whatever reason. So, we're going to focus on specifically the cut downs for sync licensing. So, a 60-second edit, a 30-second edit, and a stinger or sting. Some other alternate edits you might have to make would be an underscore. I'm not putting that in this video, but the only thing you really need to do for that is mute your lead melodic instrument or instruments. That's easy enough and speaks for itself, really. So I have here a non-exclusive track that I recorded a while ago. I was going through my stuff and it was just something that was unpublished, so I'm putting it on some non-exclusive sites. And that's one reason why I didn't do this video a long time ago, is because a lot of what I've been doing has been exclusive, and that might trigger some claims on YouTube. So I want to make sure I own all the rights to whatever I'm doing in this video. Let's take a listen to some of the tracks just to get you an idea. It's a flamenco guitar thing. I call it Gypsy Dancer. Let's have a listen. So you get the idea of the style. This is like quite a few years old now, so my quality's probably improved since then, but let's get started. We're going to try to do the 60-second edit first, and I apologize for the audio quality. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is, for one, you have to know the BPM of your song or track. I wrote it down so I remembered it, and I put it into the program when I did this. And if you'll see here, I always like to leave exactly an eighth note or a quarter note of silence at the beginning of the track. This is going to help with the cut downs. So I'm going to drag it over here so that it's at measure 2 is where the first hit comes in. So boom. I'm also going to drag the play cursor over here so that we're starting there. All right. So now I need to find a spot that's about 60 seconds into the track. So we're just going to guess. Export. Yeah, that's pretty good. 56.9. Go one click further, see if that's 58. All right, 1 minute. So that is going to be what we're shooting for. I'm going to listen to the track, and we're going to find a spot where I think it would be good to splice it. So this track, there's 2 A's, there's a B, 1 or 2 B's, and then there's probably 2 A's again at the end. So let's grab at least the first A, and then we'll cut it. Well, let's just see what happens, all right? I'm going to play it, and I have an idea. Probably right around here we're going to cut it. So let's just see how that's going to do. All right, we're going to cut it there. And it's good to cut these sections too, just so you know where they are. I think right here is the B section. So we're likely going to take 1A, 1B, 1A. That's my guess. This stuff is more of an art than a science. And the BPMs actually play a pretty big role in how you structure these cut downs. So let's just listen to this part right here. Okay, so right here, we're cutting. And I will, for now, delete this section. So we lined it up. We're going to do a crossfade and see how it sounds. On my DAW, it's just the X key. This is Studio One Pro, by the way. This stuff will work in any DAW that you have. And another thing I'm going to do right here is we're going to unclick the snap to grid, because I want to be able to zoom in and not have it snap to the grid. It's going to be probably a little bit before that hit. right around there. Let's see how this sounds as a transition. That's a clean cut. So good. As I start working again, I'm going to put the snap to grid back on. And as you can see, we got up to there. With that, we got about a third. We take a B section, and we'll have about half of what we need for the track, I think. So let's find a new spot to cut. I think what I'm going to do is cut it here. We're going to take the very last A section. And we'll see how that fits timing-wise. It looks like it's right about here. Let's listen and find it. All right, we cut it. We're going to just delete this. Bring ourselves over here. Now we just need to shoot for this end. We got a little extra time in there. Maybe I'll take out one chord or something. So I know the chord progression for this, I think, is A minor, G, F, E. We didn't do this. We're going to have to do a crossfade. Let's see how that sounds. That actually sounds good to me. Because there's no drums in this, we have a little bit of leeway, just the guitars and claps. Okay, so our crossfades are good. We just got to cut out something. I'm going to try to cut out the second chord, which is the G. So it skips the G. Let's see how that does. Okay, so this is the G that's highlighted right here. Let's cut that out. We are snapped to the grid, which we want to be. This looks good. We're going to crossfade this part. Looks like it's a little bit of an early hit, so we're going to go a little bit left. Let's zoom in. Let's see what happens. We might have to get creative for this one. Okay, it sounds pretty good to me. I don't exactly hear that big chord being played, the rhythm guitar part, but if I listened to this song, I don't think I would know that it was a cut. All right, so the last thing we need to do is let's just try to get it right around 60 seconds. So some libraries are going to want you to be exactly at 60 seconds, and others will say that you should hit the last hit or the last note around 60 seconds. So they would allow it to be maybe 62, 63 seconds because of reverb tails and whatnot. I'll still try to hit as close as I can. One thing I can do is take a little bit off the beginning here. It'll only give us a little bit, but give us that much more to work with towards the end. And out of curiosity, if I bounced it right now, it's right there, 1 minute, 0.1 seconds. I'm happy with that. So let me just do this at the end. We'll give it it fades out anyway pretty quickly, but let's just make sure that this is natural sounding because we did adjust the end. I'm happy with that. So why don't we listen to the full song now before I bounce it? All right, that sounds pretty good to me. Hey, we're going to export the track. Gypsy Dancer 60. And I do 2448 because that's a good quality. Boom. I did these earlier. I actually had to redo the video because I messed up recording the audio. So this is actually the third time I've done this. But live and learn. Okay, yeah, and I didn't mention earlier, but I am using these tracks. I'm using the track as a whole. I'm not dealing with the individual stems as I make these cut downs. That's just too much work and it's a lot of moving parts. Use the already mixed and already mastered full track. Okay, next is our 30-second edit. We're going to do the same thing, try to find about 30 seconds. Yeah, a little extra. So that's what we're shooting for, is for it to end right around here. We have the 1A section at the beginning. That's going to stay. And just because of the length of a 30-second edit, I think I'm just going to get rid of the B section. But before I do, I'm going to just move these slightly so that they do snap to the grid so that we don't lose the right cut spots. So let's delete this. See how it looks with these pieces in there. Well, let's just see how it sounds. Let's do a quick crossfade on this cut right here. And unsnap to the grid. Yeah, it looks like I played those early each time. Okay, I gotta cut more out of the end. I like this cut, it's fine. Okay, I have an idea. So I took that G chord out earlier. I'm going to put it back in so that they're each, the A minor and then the G are both half of what they are. Okay, that works. We still got to cut some more. Let's cut something out of the beginning. That we want to keep this end, these last couple measures. But I'm thinking I can cut this. Let's see, we snap to the grid. Maybe something like that. And I'll do the crossfades after, but let's just see if this works first. I think it can work. Let's just get the crossfades and then see how it sounds. Get some zoom in here. Yeah, it's not at a crucial point. And we get another one over here. And let's listen. It's an abbreviated ending. But hey, that's what you got to do when you make the cut downs. As long as it still sounds fluid and it sounds like one piece of music, then, you know, you should be good. So I'm happy with that. Let's see the exact 30.9. That should be fine, you know, unless a library There was 1 or 2 libraries that I've worked with that they wanted exactly 30 seconds and exactly 60 seconds for the edits. You'd have to get a little more creative if that was the case, but I think we're good with this. So let's export this one. Gypsy Dance at 30. And as you can see, I have redone this. The last edit is just a stinger. So easy, if you ask me. We're going to move the play cursor, or whatever you want to call it, with snap to grid near the end. And it's just like the last phrase I like to grab. So let's put it 1 click before. See how this sounds as a better guess. Gonna do something like that, okay? The stinger is usually not really something they need an exact time for. It's like 4 to 8 seconds or something. Let's check this out. Yeah, easy enough. So we're gonna bounce that. I don't usually cut multiple parts for these. You just take the ending, really. If they want like more stingers than just 1 per track, which I have seen only from 1 library, then you got to get creative and pick like a middle section or whatever. But this should do. All right, guys. Yeah, so those are the different cut downs. I hope you found this helpful. Yeah, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I just didn't have a track that I could safely use on YouTube to do it. So yeah, I'm glad we finally did it. Let me know what you guys want me to do next, and we'll see you in the next video.